He was Apocalypse, the first mutant ever born on Earth. He saw himself as the supreme god, believing that everything in the world had to be under his control. Ordinary humans had no other choice but to kneel before him and submit. No one knew exactly how long he had lived, because whenever his current body was about to decay and fail, he would order his 4 horsemen to find him a new host. This time, their target was a mutant with an incredibly powerful healing ability. Apocalypse himself was like a walking storage vault of powers. His greatest ability was that every time he switched bodies, he could absorb all the powers of the body's original owner, and those powers could be endlessly stacked and strengthened. Once all the preparations were complete, the rebirth ritual officially began. The high priest gave the order loudly, and the 3 massive sunshades at the top of the pyramid were slowly pulled open. The blinding sunlight poured down, and the golden symbols instantly lit up with a dazzling glow. The light flowed along the carved patterns and poured into the pyramid. In the blink of an eye, the entire floor was covered in golden light. The burning energy continued rising along the altar, like the meridians in the human body, creating a pathway for Apocalypse to transfer his consciousness. And this was when he was at his weakest. Before the golden veins completely consumed the new host, the 4 horsemen had to guard the area at all costs. But the people of Egypt had been oppressed for far too long. Now that they finally had a chance to fight back, none of them were willing to let it slip away. The guards lying in ambush yanked down the sunshades and quickly smashed the wooden supports holding up the giant stones. The massive stones weighing hundreds of tons came crashing down the ramps. The rebels inside the temple immediately sealed the doors. Working together with perfect coordination, this sudden rebellion instantly ignited the fury of the 4 horsemen. They began mercilessly taking lives. The giant stones kept smashing into the pyramid's support pillars. The magnificent structure looked as if it had been cut in half and began collapsing from its core. The terrified people of Egypt fled in every direction. Inside the temple, massive stones kept breaking away from the ceiling and walls. The entire place could completely collapse at any moment. The last surviving soldier hid in a corner, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Meanwhile, the transfer ritual had reached its most critical stage. Faced with the massive stones constantly falling around them, even the 4 horsemen were powerless to stop them. Apocalypse's consciousness transfer had now entered its final countdown. Seeing that the time was right, the soldier suddenly launched his attack, but one of the horsemen used her mind to freeze him in midair. As the final support pillar snapped under the impact of the giant stones, the pyramid could no longer hold and came crashing down. 3 of the horsemen were crushed to death, one after another, and the transfer ritual was thrown into a deadly crisis. At that critical moment, the last horseman rushed forward without hesitation and placed the metal armor symbolizing divine power onto Apocalypse. Using every last bit of her strength, she created an energy shield around him. Thanks to her desperate protection, Apocalypse remained completely unharmed, while she herself was buried forever beneath the falling stones.